Hey everybody, Blugoblin here. Thank you for joining me for my comic book review for this week of March 2015. Apologize again for being late. Just gotta find the time to do these. Do things just a little bit differently. This is going to be a bit of a different episode here. One book that I'm going to review here is not a new book. And one book that I'm going to review here is not really a physical copy of a book. So, what do I mean by that? You'll see here in just a minute. I got one Dynamite, one DC, and the rest is all Marvel. So let's go ahead and get through DC first. The only DC I got was Green Lantern Corps number 40. Wow. Just wow, what a way. And I thought the title of the story was so appropriate. The title of the story of this issue is With a Bang. What a way to go out. It's the last issue. What did I think about this? This was damn nice. This was a nice way to end the series. I thought it was really, really good. You know, John has at the cliffhanger of the last issue, he discovered a bomb. So what's he going to do? He's going to try his best to stop it. Now remember, he's not just wearing a green ring, he's also wearing a sapphire ring. So keep that in mind. We learn more about this whole shadow gang or whatever they're called. We learn just how much they've actually spread across the galaxy or across the universe or whatever. But then John finds a way. First, he finds out what powers this bomb, and the way he diffuses it. Minor spoiler there. He diffuses this big bomb, but the way he does it was really damn impressive. Really nicely done. A good way to end the series. A bitchin' issue. I loved it. I thought it was really good. I give it a solid 4. One shot, DC does something good. Going on to Dynamite, we're looking at Altered States Red Sonja. This is a one shot. This is Altered States. How can I best describe Altered States? Altered States is basically Elseworlds, or What If. You know, that's basically what this is. And Dynamite does a good job with this. So good, in fact, I wouldn't mind actually seeing a mini-series based on this kind of storytelling. Based on this style of Red Sonja storytelling. It's actually really good. Brandon Hex actually does a good job with the writing, and I love that Billy Tan cover. This is really good stuff. Now, I'm going to spoil a little bit of this book, okay? So you've been warned. What this story basically is, it kind of delves into reincarnation. In this book, in the beginning of the issue, Red Sonja is killed by some wicked sorcerer. Yes, Red Sonja at the beginning of the issue meets her end. But she says a prayer right before she dies, and that leads us into the main part of the story, where we're in the modern day world, and a young red-headed lady who's working in a museum, her name is Sonja. And she's got red hair, and she looks incredibly like Red Sonja. She's incredibly enamored with history, she's incredibly enamored with her job and what she does and everything, and she starts reading off all these old incantations and everything, and she accidentally wakes up the same sorcerer, wakes up the mummified sorcerer who killed Red Sonja. And also in this museum just happens to be Sonja's sword. The sword she was holding when she died. So she picks up the sword, and she starts hearing this voice in her head, and she becomes Red Sonja. So Red Sonja technically lives to fight another day. This was damn interesting. I'm not going to say anything else because I feel like I've spoiled a little bit too much. But this was amazing. This was really good. I felt this was so good I could see a mini-series on this. Not just a one-shot. This was really good. Awesome. I give it a 4. Alright. I'm gonna go to Marvel now, but I'm gonna start with the book that's not new. I'm gonna start with Star Wars #2. Jason Aaron and John Cassidy. Now, I got this from my bro, Chris, and from the Mount Vernon Kid and Midtown Comics. This was originally going to be part of a Midtown Comics stash, but the stash that this came in, I still haven't got it finished yet. I'm almost there, but there's a reason why I'm reviewing it here. But what I want to say about this is a stellar job by Marvel. Marvel has done a really impressive job with the 3 Star Wars titles that I'm collecting so far. Princess Leia has been good. Darth Vader has been excellent. And this right here is really good stuff. We get to see in here just... oh my god. This kind of sort of fits. The way they're telling this story so far, it's like it really does sort of kind of fit. And in here, we see the actual first time that Luke and Vader have crossed paths. In Empire Strikes Back, in Episode 5, it's not actually their first time fighting each other. In here is where we first see them fight, and Vader just embarrasses the poor kid. But there's something about him that he notices, and I'm not going to ruin what it is. But Luke luckily gets away from the fight before Vader can kill him. Okay, another thing I need to say about these Star Wars comics is you need to pretend you haven't seen episodes 5 and 6. You need to go in this, in order to really enjoy this, you have to go in there with the mindset of, I've only seen episode 4. Because any Star Wars fan that actually says, I've never seen episodes 5 and 6, you're a damn liar. But you need to have that mindset, because it does take place between episodes 4 and 5. But the way this is written, it feels like it would fit there. Nicely done. I don't usually give Midtown Comics a grade, because I feel like I have to personally purchase them and enjoy them from my own time to give them, a grade. But if I have to, I'd give this a 4. It was that good. Now, we're going to the official stack for Marvel here. We're starting off with All New X-Men number 37. This is the last issue before it ties into... No? Wait a minute. No, I'm wrong. This is the first issue after it ties in to the Black Vortex. And do not let that cover fool you. We do not see Hank or Bobby at all in this book. This is Emma and Jean. Y'all, look. Y'all know how I feel about Emma Frost. Just ask Chris. Yo, bro, Chris. Hey, I'm talking to you, man. You know how I feel about Emma. I know how you feel about Emma. Am I right? Am I right? I'm right. You're right. We're all right. She's a bitch. Am I right? Come on, bro, fist me. But in here, we get to see the first step of Emma training young Jean. And instead of going into a danger room, she's training her out in the field, in the real world, on the fly training. And in here, in this issue, we see Jean and Emma in Madripoor, and they're confronting the Blob. And in here, Jean's learning more and more about how her powers work, and she's learning some new things. And dare I say it, Emma's showing a bit more, a smidgen of liking towards Jean. She makes a promise to Jean to stand by her and train her. She promises that. Now, one thing I will say is the interior artwork was crap. The interior artwork was pure crap. I did not like it at all. They were trying to go for They were trying to go for that artsy-fartsy kind of look, you know, kind of old and grainy and everything. It just did not work for me. But the writing from Bendis was solid. I really enjoyed it. This was good. A 3.5. Alright, now, we're on to the book that's not actually a book. Okay? I don't know how well the cameras can see this. We're up to The Amazing Spider-Man number 716. Now, I got this digitally. Thanks to my bro, Chris. He sent me the digital code because the distributors here at Arkham shorted us out of Amazing Spider-Man. I wasn't able to get it. So I asked him to hook me up, and he did. So I was actually able to read it. So I read it on the Marvel Comics app. Free to download. Cheap plug. You're welcome, Marvel. But in here, you know, just, you know, proof it's the actual digital book. But let me get back to the titles. Let me get back to the cover screen. In here, in this book, it's basically Parker Industries in peril, you know, as the cover would suggest. But what actually goes on in here is it's just Peter trying to basically trying to give Parker Industries a plug, you know, a grant or something like that, and he's pitching this idea. All the while, you got he's got competition from Alchemax and stuff like that. This issue really didn't wow me. I mean, it really didn't. The stuff that really caught my attention, but not in a good way, was the stuff with Felicia, with the black cat. I'm like, okay, I get it. Spider-Man pissed you off. You know, on any other day, you would have gotten over it and realized that that's not the Peter you loved or the Spider you loved or whatever. No, she's just going to carry that vengeful grudge and become a super hardened criminal. But all in all, I really didn't dig this issue. But I'm not going to scoff Dan Slott. He did a decent job with the writing. It's just, it is what it is. I'll be nice and give it a 3. Alright, turn off that tablet. Alright, now, moving on to Guardians Team Up, number 2. Guardians of the Galaxy Meet the Avengers, Part 2. What this basically is the Guardians and the Avengers on a rescue mission to save Gamora. That's basically what this was. But damn it, was this good. Was this as good as the first issue? In my opinion, not quite there, but still really damn good read. This is really nicely done. Bendis is just killing it in here. The writing, the artwork, everything just clicked and it worked really well. Was it perfect? No. Was it, like I said, it wasn't as good as the first issue, but damn it, was it close. It was nicely done. I love the stuff with Rocket Raccoon. He's like, come on, Groot, say those words that I kind of love and hate to hear at the same time. And he's like, I am Groot. And he's like, yeah. I like that stuff. And the cops are just freaked out. It's a raccoon. It's talking. Shoot it. It's just really good shit. And the way they explained why Venom wasn't present in the first issue, that honestly made me laugh. He wasn't in the fight in the first issue because he was taking a piss in the ship's bathroom, and when the ship crashed, he hit his head and knocked himself out. Seriously, I swear to God, I'm not making that up. And then the stuff with Gamora was damn good. Really, really damn good. I loved this. This was great. An easy 4. Alright, moving on to Spider-Gwen number 2. Jason Latour just continues to do a good job. We're only 2 issues in and I'm loving this. I'm wanting more. I mean, this is good shit. You know, and I'm really glad they put Gwen back in her own world, because, you know, when I first saw the announcement of this series, I was kind of worried that they were going to stick her in the 616 as a bit of a cheap loophole to bring Gwen Stacy back to the 616 world. Thank God they didn't do that. They put her back in her world where she belongs, where she needs to be, the spider-related hero there. It's just fantastic writing. Gwen doesn't do so well in here. She suffers some head trauma, and she's having hallucinations of Spider-Ham. Meanwhile, dealing with her problems with MJ and the band, the Mary Janes. Mary Jane Watson, in this world, I'm going to say it, she's a bitch. She is. She's a selfish, spoiled, bratty little bitch. And all I can say is, thank God she's not like this in the 616. At least not all the time. But, some storytelling ties with Kingpin in here. And, oh yeah, the Kingpin's lawyer. What a fucking twist. I've probably mentioned it before on my videos, but damn it. Of all people to be Wilson Fisk's lawyer. Oh my God. And the shit that he does in here. Ugh. But all in all, a decent issue. Nicely done. Like I said, but my one real problem with it, it doesn't seem to focus that much on Gwen. In fact, Gwen kind of looks like the comedy, the comedy relief, just a little bit. Not too much, but just a little bit. There is some dramatic stuff being told in here, but nicely done. And I did like the cliffhanger at the end. I really did. This was a good read. Give it a 3.5. All right, now here's the reason why I reviewed Star Wars number 2. Here's Star Wars number 3. That is a badass cover. I will say that. But Luke is still no Jedi here. Han and Leia are in a walker, and who better to fuck with him than Vader himself? It's just wow. We get to see good character development from everybody in here, and I swear to God, this, like I said in issue 2 and issue 1, I mean, this honestly feels like a lost Star Wars movie that needs to be shoehorned between 4 and 5. So far, it feels that way. You know, it's like the way you got. I'm speaking to Jason Aaron. The way you got your creative juices flowing on how you want to write this series. Whatever you do, keep it the way you got it, because this was really good. You know, and Luke is thinking he's speaking to his father. You know, through prayer or whatever, saying, "Sorry, Father. I'm sorry, I will never be the Jedi that you were." And it's like, I'm reading this book going, oh, Luke, if you only fucking knew what we already fucking know. And what's worse, what's under that helmet might be Hayden Christensen. But, I just love the mystique. I love the way they are telling the story as if episodes 5 and 6 have not happened. As if nobody's ever seen them. I love how they're doing it. There's no editor's notes. There's no referential lines. There's no insider lines or anything in here hinting at the fact going, hey, but we all know what's going on. There's nothing about that. That's my favorite thing about this Star Wars series so far. That is easily my favorite thing. Is that the writing is done to make, because as if they're pretending 5 and 6 never happened. That is really good. That makes the storytelling look more believable. Really nicely done. A solid read. The writing is great. The artwork is good. The pacing is good. The drama is good. Everything you could expect from a Star Wars movie, a good one, is in here. Fucking amazing. I give it a 4. And yes, I realize I haven't done a pick of the week for this week. I simply chose not to do one. It's pretty much the explanation. You know what? If I have to do a pick of the week, I'm going to twist my fucking arm. Pick of the week goes to Star Wars 3. There you go. Alright, let's keep going with Thor number 6. Who is Thor? Damn you, Marvel. Why are you fucking teasing us? I was like, really? You're going to reveal who she is now? Thought you weren't supposed to reveal who she was until later on down the line. But a nice tease. But what this basically is the Odin's son. The previous Thor, who doesn't want to be called Thor anymore. He's now the Odin's son. It's basically the Odin's son going around asking women, are you Thor? Are you Thor? Are you Thor? And he even goes to the prime suspect. Spoiler alert! You have been warned. If you don't want to know what I'm about to say, skip this part and hope you skip this part of the review. Spoiler alert, he goes to Jane Foster. And Jane says no. Basically, she's like, I'm not Thor. Because she's still suffering, she's still recuperating and still suffering from breast cancer. So Thor is having a little list of all these names of who he can believe would be the new Thor. And he just says, he just crosses her name out after seeing her. It's like kind of Marvel's way of saying, hey, you think it's Jane Foster? Nah, it might not be her. Because, you know, way back when this series was first announced, when Thor was going to be revealed as a woman, you know, Marvel said it's going to be a face that you probably have forgotten. Now, is Jane Foster a character that you have forgotten? I never forgot her, but it was one of my top picks as to who this new Thor could have been, and the way they wrote this story kind of makes you think she may not be Thor. But then again, I wouldn't put it past Marvel to hit the old swervaroo switch and go, hey, she may be Thor after all. But we never know. Just a good read. Really good read. Odin's a bastard. What more can you say? Nicely done. It was good. Despite the tease, it was good. I give it a 3.5. Alright, we're ending this review with Wolverines number 10. I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't really feeling this issue until I got to nearly the end. In here, we get to see how Sabretooth really acts now that he's permanently inverted. He makes a decision, and then he's like, no, wait, no! He actually shows compassion, and he actually shows a little bit of regret for a hasty decision that he made in here. This whole thing with Fang going around, you know, testing each member of the Wolverines team, as I like to call them. So far, I'm not really feeling it that much. I wasn't feeling it at all with Dakin. I barely felt anything with Sabretooth until the very near end of the book. And next week, he's going to do some stuff with X-23. Meanwhile, Mystique's got her own plan of what to do with Fang. So far, this series is right now in the middle of, it's okay. It started off really strong, and it was going really good, but now it's at the point where I'm like, it's alright. I give it a 3. Well, that's all I got for this review, everybody. Thank you all for watching. Please subscribe to this channel. Don't forget Blugoblin X for the Midtown Comic Stashes. Remember, they'll go up when they're done. Check out Jennifer and I at Arkham Asylum Studio. We just filmed a couple of videos, and I'm hoping to get those edited and put up as soon as possible. Don't forget to show some love to my bro, TheMtVernonKid. Show him some love. Go to all of his channels. Don't forget my old buddies Deadpoolzilla and Brandon Hex. Follow me on Twitter at Blugoblin01. If you want to tweet me, or if you want to watch me tweet, or look at my tweets, or whatever makes you horny. That sounded wrong. Follow me. Look for me on Tumblr. Look for me on Pinterest. Look for me on the streets if you know me personally. What was in that Kool-Aid I drank today? Thanks for watching, everybody. I am Groot. I'll see y'all later.